another YouTube video. Firstly, wishing you all a very happy new year. As you can see, we've got my Audi A3. We will be filming a efficiency video on this car, seeing how good the MPG is on this vehicle, and yeah, just talk about how it has been, to be honest, over the last 5 years. And yeah, so let's crack on with that. So yes, as I was mentioning, that we are going to be filming an efficiency video, see how good it has been. Rather fitting really, of course, because of this uncertain climate that we're in, this uncertain social climate, let's say. Fuel prices seem to be varying massively. There's always either an increase or a decrease in these prices, and it is just all a bit up in the air at the moment. So I thought it's probably best to film a video on a normal, reasonable German vehicle that has only got a 1-litre turbo. Of course, let's say it's more environmental friendly than the other cars that you can get out there, than the other cars that I've got myself, but at the same time does have the quality and drive as well. So yeah, also it works out quite well because I've been off now the last 10 days because of course the Christmas and the New Year break. I've been driving around a lot in this car, to be honest with you. I've had to go London twice in the last 4 days, and I thought it would be perfect to now film an MPG video. Of course, I've got a very good idea of how it has been because I've had it the last 5 years, but I thought, what a great time to make it now. I've driven it twice to London, and the car is now 5 years old as well, so it obviously shows a more accurate insight of what the MPG is on a car like this. So before we get into that, let's just start off with the basics. So how much is it to fill a tank of fuel in a Audi A3 1-litre turbo? So this car, to fill a tank up, I believe it's a 55 or 60 litre tank. I need to check that actually. I'll leave it on the bottom, but I think it's around that anyway. And to fill this car up at the moment, where prices of fuel are around £1.55, £1.52 a litre, this costs about £75 to fill the tank, or 70 to 75 pounds, of course, depending on how much fuel you've already got in the car anyway. But that's what you're looking at roughly, of how much it costs to fill up a car like this. Now, as soon as you fill the car up, the range, what it says in the vehicle, it says that you can get 475 to 485 miles range out of this vehicle, which of course is not bad. That's what it indicates, but let's talk about what it actually does give. So as I mentioned, I went London. I had to go London on the Wednesday, I think it was, or the Tuesday, I can't remember now. It all seems a bit of a blur, but we went to London on the Tuesday. There was 5 of us in the vehicle. There was 2 suitcases in the back, and from where I live to where I had to go in London, it's exactly 200 miles, believe it or not. So the 200 miles that I did, it only lost, I think it was 2 or 3 bars of fuel on the actual fuel gauge, and the MPG that it was telling me that I had done was 53 miles per gallon. Now that's incredible, to be honest with you. 53 miles per gallon with a full load, with suitcases in the back, 200-mile journey, obviously all motorway. Of those who are aware, on the M6 it's quite a nightmare with this average speed cameras that they've got on there. They change the speed as and when they want to, but still the car managed to get 53 miles per gallon, bearing in mind that we did obviously go on the M40 as well. That is quite a fast motorway, but again, it was able to achieve 53 miles per gallon, which is very good, of course. On the way back, it was just the two of us who came back. I had to drop 3 people off basically in London. 2 people, so myself and a passenger, no luggage in the car. But to be honest, it's not exactly a great indication because I was a bit more heavy-footed on the way back. But it did say that I got back in 51 or was it 52 miles per gallon, which is again not bad, bearing in mind that I wasn't driving as efficiently as I could have. But yeah, very, very plausible, of course, still. A couple of days ago, I had to go to London again. This was now the Friday. I had to go Friday evening. It was traffic pretty much all the way. Of course, people are getting to their loved ones in time for New Year's Eve and whatnot, or returning back, wherever. But the motorways were very, very congested, and I still managed to get a MPG figure, an overall average figure of 49 miles per gallon. Again, very, very plausible, very good. And on the way back, again, to be honest, was a bit more heavy-footed. I don't know why, but I seem to be heavy-footed on the returns. Well, when I returned from them, I'm not sure why, but I seem to be a lot more heavy-footed on the way back than I am on the way there. Don't know why that is. But on the way back, I got 47 MPG. Again, motorways were quite clear, to be honest, on the way back. But yeah, I think it was just that I did get a bit frantic on the way, to be honest with you. But still, 47 miles per gallon is still very plausible. I filled the tank up. Like I said, it cost around the £70 mark, and I was able to do 400 miles, so there and back, to London and back. And then I still have a range currently, which shows I have 120 miles range. Now, of course, that's brilliant. Am I going to get that? Definitely not. I'm probably looking to get about 60 miles, 60, 70 miles. So I mean, to be honest with you, the range that they did indicate right in the beginning of showing that you'd get around 470 to 480 485 miles, whatever I said, is quite accurate. Of course, did the 400 miles motorway mileage, and I'm gonna get probably about 60, 70 miles. I've done this trip many times before, so that's why I can say it so confidently that that is what I'm gonna get. So again, very, very reasonable, to be honest, to get 470 miles out of a full tank. Cost around £70 for a full tank, with, of course, your family in the vehicle, with suitcases in the back, going to the back. That's very, very, very reasonable. Now, of course, not everyone does motorway mileage, or not everyone does it as frequently as others. So around town, let's talk about that. So again, to give you an accurate insight of the miles per gallon from my house to where I just filmed those shots of the car, it is quite some distance, and it is all small roads, so there is no motorways or bypasses, anything like that. I mean, there are, but I didn't go that way. So that is a distance of about 16 to 17 miles. At the moment, it's showing 16.6 miles, and I did that distance in 43 miles per gallon, which again, of course, is very, very good still. 43 miles per gallon. And again, I was quite careful this time. I just wanted to see what the balance was, but was quite careful. I didn't push the accelerator. It was just a gentle, nice cruise up to here. And yeah, I achieved 43 miles per gallon, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. However, when you are in the mood, or you are thinking that you are sat in a M135i, like I had, or actually more currently, a C32 AMG, when you're in that mindset that, oh yeah, I've got an AMG, and then you want to drive your poor 1 litre turbo as a 3.2 compressor, it does start drinking. Of course, that turbo does come into action, the 1 litre turbo. Again, I don't really abuse this car. Like I said, it's a workhorse. I don't really need to rag this car, to be honest. It is a car that is used on a daily basis. My family use it. It does get driven quite a lot, to be honest with you. So yeah, but like I said, the moments that you do feel that you wanna either just make some quick maneuvers, or you're missing your AMG because you can't afford the fuel in that, you want to drive this a bit faster, the miles per gallon does get impacted vastly, to be honest with you. So I've done this before, didn't do this time, but I have driven this car fast, of course, putting it through its gears, touching the red line, to be honest with you. But even then, you're still getting low 20 MPG, which is not bad, of course. It's not bad still, but you are driving like a lunatic, but you're still getting above 20 miles per gallon, around the 22, 23 mark, I want to say. I remember one time I was running late for work, and I mean, when I used to work was about 6 to 7 miles away from where I lived, and I was running very, very late. So I drove this car very, very rough, and I really did test the car, to be honest. I did feel bad for it at the end of it, but I really did abuse the car, to be honest with you. And at the end of the journey, the MPG was 17 miles per gallon, which is ridiculous, of course. But yeah, not ideal conditions, of course. It was a cold car, shouldn't be doing that, of course. But when you're late for work, you gotta do what you gotta do. It was cold, the engine was cold, the weather was cold, and yeah, so it doesn't really help really. And I got 17 MPG, not ideal, but again, just trying to give you an insight of all the different types, or all the different ways this car has been driven. But yeah, it has gotten as low as 17 MPG. That's only happened one time, to be honest with you. I've never seen it go below 20, but that was the one time that did happen. But yeah, on an average, if you look after your car, you drive it like a normal person, a reasonable person, you are going to get around the 40 mark around town very, very comfortably. And given the fuel prices and the prices of, you know, they're going up and down, you just don't know what the prices will be the next month. At the moment, it seems to be coming down, which is an absolute brilliant thing. But don't want to jinx it, but it's, you know, you never know, the next month it could be shooting back up. But if you're achieving around the 43 miles per gallon mark, that is very, very plausible. I think I mentioned it in my first video on this vehicle. I put a link in the description as well, that this car has gone to Europe. I've taken this twice now to Europe, again with a full load. So 4 people in the car actually that time. 4 people in the car, again, boot full of luggage. And we firstly went to Paris and back, and then the second trip we went all the way to Frankfurt in Germany, and then went on to Stuttgart actually as well, to the Porsche Museum, and then came back. Both times, you know, I can't remember exactly what the MPG was at that time, but again, it was around the 45 to 50 mark. Very, very, very reasonable again. So yeah, guys, I hope that has been a detailed insight as to what kind of MPG I have been getting over the years, and of course how many miles I've been getting out of £10 out of a full tank, all them kind of situations. I hope that has provided a great insight in that. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Of course, I'm trying to make videos that are that people can relate to as well. So I thought, of course, I spent a lot of time in this car recently, and I thought, why not film an efficiency video on this and give an insight to potential Audi buyers or 1 litre turbo buyers anyway, because this engine has been shared across a lot of platforms, so of what they're looking to get miles per gallon wise anyway. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. The next video will probably be on the S500. I've not filmed a video on that in a while, so I do want to make a video on that. Do let me know what kind of videos you want to see from my Mercedes S500, and yes, we shall take it from there. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Please do like, share and subscribe for plenty more content to come. And like I said in the beginning, wishing you all a very, very happy new year. Take care, guys. Bye bye.